Number 1. Your budgie has breathing problems. Budgies are very small and lose body heat very fast. Hence, they feel cold. Breathing problems in budgies shouldn't be taken lightly. Rapid breathing can sometimes be due to overheating, but if your budgie has persistent breathing problems, it is an indication of a severe underlying problem. The tail bobbing up and down while breathing, striving to get more oxygen by stretching its neck, shortness of breath, breathing heavily through an open beak, wheezing and clicking sounds. Viral infections. A viral infection in the upper respiratory tract can cause symptoms of a cold in the bird and could make it sneeze, cough, and have a runny nose. You can confirm this by looking at the cere, which will show wetness or crusted and dried discharge. Such an infection is often accompanied by sluggish behavior in the bird not wanting to sit on its perch. Instead, the bird might sit on the floor of the cage or hang from the sides of the cage by its beak. Number 2. Your budgie's feathers don't look healthy. Feathers are vital for a budgie's survival. Budgies go through molting, and ruffled feathers during molting are normal. However, if you notice that something is not right with the feathers and the bird is not molting, it could be a sign of a disease. Not preening. If the budgie has stopped preening and caring for its feathers, it is probably too weak or too ill, or both. If the budgie is damaging its feathers and picking it out, it could be suffering from French molt, which, even though not fatal, can be very severe in some cases. Parasite infestation. Loss of feathers can also be attributed to parasite infestation. If these parasites also find their way into the budgie's gut, the illness can manifest through other symptoms too. For example, the Giardia parasite found in water, if attaches itself to the budgie develops a very dry and severely itchy skin, which can cause it to pick out its feathers. This is accompanied by other symptoms such as inactivity, weight loss, etc. You can look for signs of damaged feathers, budgie screaming due to itchiness, etc. If the bird is not given medical attention, this condition can severely escalate and prove fatal. Number 3. Your budgie is vomiting. Budgies regurgitate food as a mating ritual or to show affection. So while regurgitation could be harmless, vomiting is not. One sign to distinguish between regurgitation and vomiting is to see how the bird throws up. If it moves its head voluntarily to bring up food, it is regurgitating. But if its head shakes or bobs violently before the food comes out, the bird is vomiting. Also, the vomited food sticks to the bird's front, giving it away that it was an involuntary action and that the bird is really sick. Liver disease. A budgie vomiting could also be a red flag for liver disease, if it is accompanied by symptoms such as loose droppings with green coloring, labored breathing, swelling on the abdomen, etc. Correct medication can cure the budgie if the diagnosis is done in the early stages. However, if the condition has already worsened, veterinary intervention can help ease the bird's discomfort to a certain level. Too much delay in receiving care can take the budgie's life. Number 4. Your budgie's excreta is different. A budgie's droppings can tell a lot about its health. Clear urine, well-formed white urates, and dark-colored feces indicate good bird health. Changes in diet can cause the color of the feces to change. However, if there are any unexplained changes, you should look for the root cause. Color changes. If you cannot tell the feces apart from the urates, i.e., the droppings are white or gray with no dark-colored feces, it could be a sign of pancreatic infection. If the feces are dark red in color, and it cannot be attributed to the food that it ate, it could indicate blood in the droppings. Yellow urates and urine can mean bile in the droppings. This could mean that the budgie is suffering from some liver malfunction. Number 5. The budgie's activity level is decreased or seems off balance. A healthy budgie would be very active and playful. If you see signs of weakness such as listlessness, diminished movement, etc., it could be a sign of severe sickness. Not feeding well. Look for changes in the budgie's food habits. A sick bird might pretend to eat and drink, just to conceal its illness, so if it is not eating well, it might not be apparent immediately. Sleepy during the day. A budgie that appears sleepy most of the time during the day with eyes shut or half closed is likely in trouble. What to do when your budgie shows these symptoms? Of course, it is best to take your budgie to an avian vet for a physical examination if it is showing signs of severe illness. But meanwhile, it would be best to quarantine a sick budgie and keep a close eye on it. If it is not tamed, avoid too much handling since it can cause stress which might deteriorate its condition. If the budgie seems overheated, put its cage where it can get some fresh air. Alternatively, if the budgie is cold, have an external heat source near the budgie to regulate the temperature.